Hey everybody, this is our introductory video for Dawgs Carnivore.
Is that what we're doing today?
That's what we're doing today. All right. Yeah, my name is Mitch, and this is my wife Pam. We're coming to you from up in northeast Georgia, about 50 miles north of Atlanta. It's a beautiful day out here today, but we're inside. We're going to try to share some moments with you, share some of our experiences. The title of this video is we both lost over combined 138 pounds on the carnivore, I hate to say diet, but it's lifestyle. The carnivore lifestyle. And you know, we went from how long you been doing it?
What did I say? 399 days.
399 days. And I'm down here the lonely 224 days. But we'll tell you a little bit how we got here and the reason we started living this way. We wish we would have started, hindsight, we wish we would have started this journey, you know, when we started, but we didn't. But the journey continues, because even when you hit your goal, you're still working your way towards not only losing weight but feeling better, and just giving yourself a better lifestyle. Tell us why you did it, Pam.
Well, I started over a year ago after eating clean, what I called clean, trying to keep carbs and sugars out of my life. I was eating mostly plants and meat, and I would occasionally eat bread and sometimes fries with him. He used to be a carbivore, but but I always felt bad, and my legs ached all the time, and I felt like, actually I'd had a scan a year and a half ago that said it looked like I had some arthritis in my legs, and but I didn't know how to deal with it. I've always tried to eat healthy, but something just wasn't right. And just through I had heard about carnivore, but I had not really tried it, because I didn't know this was going to sound kind of ignorant or silly, or I thought it was a guy thing, because it was mostly meat, and you know, guys like steak and things. So I was just thinking, well, that's kind of a guy thing. That's to build muscle, and I really wasn't trying to lose weight. I needed to, but I had come across Michaela Peterson's testimony. I had saw where she had a lot of autoimmune issues, and arthritis in her joints, even as a young person, was part of that. And I thought, well, let me click on that and listen to that. So listening to her testimony, I thought right then and there, as passionate as she was about it, and everything that seemed to have healed her, I thought, well, let me give it a try. So I did, and I think the first 5 days I had some of the things of feeling I didn't feel as bad, but I had felt like I had a flu, but I didn't have the flu. Felt like I had a little temperature, but I didn't. And I started documenting everything I ate so I could kind of see what was going on. But I'll tell you, by day 13, I felt so good. And I did not even know who I was. I felt so good. I couldn't sit down.
I didn't know who she was. I didn't even know who she was.
I couldn't sit down. I had to move. I couldn't move before. I could move, but on the weekends I could move a lot on Saturday, and by Sunday, you know, I could do a little bit of movement and get around, but then by Sunday afternoon I had to have my legs propped up. I felt terrible. So that's where I started, and I'll tell you, he'll tell you about his, but he watched me a little bit, and he did ask me, how long are you going to do this? And I kept saying, oh, just probably a couple of more weeks. And but I knew when I think at the end of the first month, I knew I wasn't going back. I felt too good. and I still feel really good. So, but that's part of my story, and
You'll get more in future videos. The main reason I started, when I said we lost 138 pounds combined, well, 110 of it was from me, because I needed it. Pam's always been a really good size. I mean, everybody, I guess, can afford to lose a pound or two, but she ended up losing, what was it, 28 pounds? But myself, I weighed 335 pounds. My heaviest was probably heavier than that. I never really got on the scale. I was too ashamed to. But I guess it was in June of last year, 2022, 2 days before we was to go on our vacation. Our anniversary was, the 25th anniversary was the following week. And I bent over to pick up a piece of paper, and my back went out. And I'm going and have an adjustment. 2 days later, still wasn't better. I couldn't even get out of bed. End up having to have the ambulance, paramedics come pick me up and take me to the hospital. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get up. I couldn't move.
you're using bad pain.
Yeah, terrible pain. Worst pain I ever had in my life. I've never spent a night in the hospital, and I did for the first time that day. Ended up going to the hospital, staying 3 days. Finally able to get up and come home. And you'll see I think the picture on our thumbnail is going to be me standing there with a walker. I mean, I had to use a walker for the first week after I got out of the hospital. And I saw how it worried her. And I was laying there thinking, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to help support our family? How am I going to do a lot of things if I'm in this condition? Well, I started making small steps. I started cutting back on certain things, my intake, and I lost a few pounds here, a few pounds, there. But in August, I started doing the OMAD, 1 meal a day, and doing the intermittent fasting. I was eating anything I wanted. I mean, I was still eating the garbage. I was eating the French fries, the bread, the mayonnaise, ketchup, all that good stuff. And next thing I know,
Sweet tea.
what's that?
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea, and Coca-Colas. But then the next thing I know, Pam had started this carnivore journey the same time I started eating the 1 meal a day. And I was having really good success on it. I mean, I lost 40 pounds in 6 months. And so I'm sitting here, like I said, having success. I'm content. But one thing was hindering me was I still really wasn't feeling good. And my seasonal bronchitis started coming back every 8 to 10 weeks. I was having to go get prednisone and just to where I could breathe. And I started doing some studying. It worried me, so I started doing a little bit of studying on it, and figured out that it was the inflammation in my bronchial tubes. Well, I saw.
There's the other dog.
Yeah, there's the other 2 dogs. I had started doing research and found out that the trouble I was having with my bronchial tubes was inflammation. So I saw what this way of eating had done for Pam, and so I started quizzing her and asking her questions, and she turned me on to several different people on the YouTube world to get my own information, do my own work. And tell us who some of those people were. There's Dr. Barry.
Yeah,
and then,
so that's true. I didn't push it on him because I know his nature, and he just, it's just for anybody, it's got to be their own decision. So he could see me, and although he would quiz me, how much longer are you going to do that? And I just, like I said before, I don't know, a couple of more weeks, maybe another 4 weeks. He again, I didn't push it on him, but when he started noticing things about his every 6 to 8 weeks, his bronchitis kept coming back, and I was concerned about him because I told him, I said, every time you get those prednisone shots, you're blowing your adrenals out, and eventually, nothing's gonna fix it. But I encouraged him to continue his 1 meal a day, but I think at some point he started to research and decided to, I guess, kind of dig into it without my pushing, and he found some. I'm not sure who you listened to. I told him about
Dr. Berry.
Dr. Berry, obviously, Dr. Sean Baker, Dr. Chafee, and I had just recently found Dr. Kiltz. Dr. Kiltz, they love him, and then some of just the regular YouTubers I have been watching. Dante from
Frig No Freedom.
Frig No Freedom.
Yeah, I like him.
I felt
like all of them, but I mean, he's easy to listen to.
Yeah, and I felt like he would probably maybe relate to him a little bit more, so I kind of said, here, you want to listen to this guy. And
yeah, and I like Dr. Berry, and I like them all. I like a bunch of them. So basically, we want to help spread the word, and like really kind of taking Dr. Berry's advice. Share your story, get it out there. Give people a example of how this can really benefit not only you but your family, and just make your life better. I mean, we only have one life, and let's make it the best we can. Our videos are going to be encouraging, motivational. We're going to have recipes. We're going to have cooking. What else? We're going to have smoking. We're going to smoke some stuff and grill, and just sharing our pitfalls that we had, which really wasn't many. I mean, overall, as long as you have the mindset that you want to make a change, and as long as you continue and keep a daily journal. I've kept a daily journal ever since I started this, and people talking about having cheat days and things like that. I thought, well, maybe I might want to do that one day. But you know what? I don't want to break my trend. I mean, Pam's made it over a year now, 399 days. So I'm sitting there going, I'm at 224. I'm like, that ain't nothing compared to her. So I'm gonna keep on my roll. And but yeah, we're gonna have some different videos. And is there anything you want to add?
no, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right. Well, again, we're new, so don't beat us up too bad. We promise we'll get better. But please like and subscribe and share and
If you want to see more.
yeah, if you want to see more, and hopefully you will. We're just out here to spread the word and have fun, and just try to make this world a better place.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Have a great day. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.